Greetings, ladies and gents, and welcome to this latest edition of Tales from Outer Space. And as always, I hope that you enjoy. Story number 1, Part 1. Particles, written by Aussie Endeavour. First contact situations are always exciting. What new knowledge and culture might be found with the species? Our first contact with humanity was far from the list, but was certainly interesting. We were just exploring a new region of the galaxy when we passed through a system with several planetary bodies orbiting a single star. We were just going to map it out and move on, but then we picked up radio waves originating from the third planet from the star. We obviously knew what it meant, and the bridge was bubbling with excitement as we came to a stable orbit around said planet and started broadcasting the standard procedures. Whoever was on the planet responded swiftly, and eventually we could actually start asking questions. We let them have the first, as they were probably new to all of this. Are we the first you have met, or are there others out there? You are not the first. There are many other species, most friendly. The others are far away. Our turn. Have you left your planet yet? The furthest we've gotten is the fourth planet, and that was only a few people for a short time. So they were young, but seemed capable. What brought you to our system? We were mapping this area for the galaxy and found your radio waves. Yada yada, all the standard stuff that we asked every new species, nothing out of the ordinary, until we asked about their progress in particle physics and chemistry. Had they found all elements yet? Did their planet even have all 94? How long is your periodic table? 118 elements. Now there are others. 118. 118? What were they on about? Anything like that couldn't be stable, could it? 118. Are there 118 elements on your planet? No, we created the ones after 94 synthetically. There was silence aboard the ship. Did the species just claim not only are there 24 elements beyond the boundaries of the periodic table, but that they invented them? I guess we were silent for quite a while because we received a message asking if everything was alright. We are fine. Our table is only 94 long. How were you able to create new elements? We did not know that that was possible. Basically, we just used an enormous device to accelerate smaller atoms close to the speed of light before letting them collide. If we get lucky, the nuclei fuse and a new element is born. That was the craziest thing any of us had ever fucking heard. Is the process safe? We wish that we can convey a rainbow of emotions we felt through the message. Theoretically, it could generate a black hole, but don't worry, it would evaporate before doing any damage. We decided to move on to a different topic. Have you found all 12 fundamental particles? Actually, we currently know of 31. We stopped asking questions. Part 2. Nuclear. Do you know why first contact with humanity was memorable? The whole crew were on edge throughout the rest of the transmission. Some aboard thought that the humans were bluffing in order to impress us. If that's true, it was working, and others were laughing at the absurdity of it all. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they told us that they had discovered a fourth fundamental force or something. We eventually sent a word back to the Cradle Planet about the new species, and soon enough ships from every race in the Union arrived in orbit in order to welcome humanity to the galaxy. And, as was the custom, a member from each species was to land on Earth and act as an ambassador. I suggested we drew lots. My captain suggested I get my ass off the ship. So here I am, on Earth with the embodiment of chaotic neutral as my guide. Fantastic. I arrived at what was apparently a facility that generated energy. To be completely honest, I can't remember the first part of the tour. Though, out of fear or boredom, I really can't tell. It wasn't until we walked past the specific area that I paid attention. And if you look to our right, you'll see the next destination, the cooling towers. I'm sorry, the cooling towers for what? The nuclear reactor, of course, harnessing the power of fission to generate energy for the region of our great planet. Don't you mean fusion? Nuclear fusion? No, I mean fission, unlocking the very power of atom's nucleus. Isn't that incredible? What do you mean by that? Why was I getting the feeling like he was going to say something stupid? By launching a neutron into a nucleus and making it rip itself apart, of course. There it is. Please tell me this is safe. Of course it is. Some old designs were prone to meltdowns, but we worked out the kinks. I guess it's only natural to be too wary of the same process as a nuclear bomb. Oh great, they use this, I'm sorry, did he just say bomb? Bomb? Oh yes, I'm sure you know about nuclear weaponry. Care to explain? Oh, you know, a bomb. You can strap it to a missile or something. I think there are two types. One uses fission, the other fusion. Anyway, they're pretty powerful. Can level a city in, I think, a few minutes. Maybe one? I don't know. What the actual feck? These are purely hypothetical, right? Oh, no. There are over 12,000 worldwide, though only 2 have actually ever been used in war. Humanity hasn't just unlocked the power of the nucleus. They have unleashed it. Get me off this fecking planet! Part 3. Dyson. So yeah, I wanted to get off that ticking time bomb of a planet as soon as I could, but first I had to get through the interrogation. It's a process that happens when every new species, after giving us a tour of a section of the planet, they get to interview the ambassador. Everyone calls the interrogation because that's what it basically is. The new species asks all the questions it can to get as much knowledge out of the poor ambassador before finally letting them go. Feck you, Captain. I was led to a room with a human male already standing in the middle, gesturing to a place that I could sit. The fact that it was built for a biped made it awkward, but it did what I could. Almost immediately after the tour guide closed the door behind me, the interviewer started questioning me. So how big is your planet? 14,400 kilometers in diameter. What types of stars does it orbit? An F-type star called Rama. Have you constructed a Dyson sphere yet? I don't know. What is that? The interviewer looked at me with a confused expression on his face. A Dyson sphere. It's an artificial, thing that collects as much energy from the star as possible, usually depicted as a giant megastructure, but you probably have a Dyson swarm instead. Am I right? What the actual hell is this guy talking about? Should I really be getting that surprised anymore? I'm afraid that we don't know what that is either. No. It's a series of millions of solar panels orbiting the star in a large swarm, or alternatively mirrors that redirect the light to a collecting point. You really don't have one? The last part was said with a little disappointment. I have never heard of anything like that. Since your species said that they only just started traveling to other planets, we thought that you were behind us. But from what you've just explained... No, I think you've misunderstood. We don't have one. We're not up to that challenge yet, but since you seem so advanced, we just assumed that you would have one by now. Is this guy serious? Is this just an elaborate joke? Is he saying that humanity just comes up with grand ideas for inventions way ahead of their current technological development? That's just, stupid, right? 2 Earth years have passed. Hello, it's been a while since I wrote in this thing, hasn't it? Well, congrats, younger me. You were right. It was stupid. That didn't stop humanity from asking for other races for materials and transport, with the promise to pay them back with a project they're working on. That didn't stop them from constructing a fecking Dyson swarm, or whatever the hell it's called. And you know what? It actually fecking worked. So, they built more. So, yeah, that's how humanity became the sole provider of energy to the entire interstellar collective union. More progress. End of story. Story number 2. Recommendations written by LG, Father Anthracite. Next. Hello. The man passes the papers across the counter. What is the nature of your visit? I'm here on an eating holiday, the man says, a smile on his face. The small tentacles flipping through the paperwork stop. The custom officer looks up. In front of the counter is a roughly 2-meter-tall, bulbous pink primate with patchy fur. This is not his first encounter with one of these. Earthling. The tentacles start flipping through the paperwork again. Yep. Say, do you have any recommendations for a good place to eat lunch? No worries, I'm an adventurous eater. I'm sorry, sir. Regulations prevent me from endorsing any local establishments. I could get into serious trouble if I were to say something like, check out Brady on 8th and Main, and go around the corner for dessert and drinks at the Old Standard. How long is your stay? Oh, That's too bad. Well then, how about a favorite dish? Just 2 days, sir. Definitely can't tell you to get the grappler platter with the extra dumal sauce. The officer is now applying stamps to several forms, and I would certainly never tell you to mention me by name to the server for a special treat. Anything to declare? I see, Officer Reglin. Strict rules, won't make a world go round. Too bad, really. I like to get a taste for the local spots, not just touristy places. Nothing fancy to declare. Sign here, and initial here, and here. I can tell you to pick up some dried perps, as they are a local specialty, but I couldn't tell you that the Zeptig Sundries is the best place to pick 'em up. Signed and initialed, perps, I'll have to find a place that sells them. Indeed, hope you enjoy your stay. Oh, I'm pretty sure I will. If you are ever on Earth in the Chicago area, feel free to look me up. I know all the good pizza spots, sir. Thank you, officer. The man slid a business card across the counter. The customs officer handed him his paperwork and picked up the card. I might just be by next annum on vacation. I have several spots lined up for visits already. The card slides into a pocket. A day or 2 in Chicago would round out my itinerary nicely. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. The man gathers his things and strolls off humming. The officer spends a few minutes updating records and thinking of Chicago-style deep dish. Next! End of story. This is a special thank you to the one, the only, the legendary Eric Hino, who has become the only Tier 6 patron. I just want to thank the T5 patrons and channel members. Bob the Dragon, Cam Maxwell, Casper Arnholtz, Estrella the Dreamer, Tryagain95, Pudic Yol, Meridian117, Elysia, Jordan Bucksbaum, Angry Marine, Albarden Gusta, and Barkey. Thank you very much. And that, my friends, concludes this video. I hope that you enjoyed. There are links down below, both to support this channel and for the author of this fiction. Anyways, I hope you all have a fantastic one, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.